With so many prop firms out there, how do you know which one to choose? How do you know which are the good, which are the bad, and which are the ugly? Which is the right one for you? Well, on this channel, that's exactly what we do. We dive deep and give you all the information on the prop firms to help you make this decision. And today is no exception. We're going to be diving deep into PipFarm Prop Firm. What do they offer? Are they good? Are they bad? Is it worth your money to invest in PipFarm? Now, before I do dive in, I just want to mention that we are not affiliated with this prop firm. We are not affiliated with any prop firms that we do reviews on. This is purely informational. We get a lot of data coming through our thousands of traders that trade in our community. We see the good, the bad, the ugly. We hear all the complaints. We hear all the good feedback. And because of that, we have so much data that we can bring to you guys on all of these prop firms. Okay, before I dive in, I just want to quickly mention that we're going to be doing things slightly differently. We're not going to be rating them out of 10 anymore. We're going to be giving information. We're going to be going over the same topics as usual, but we're just not rating them. The reason being that this industry is such an ever-changing industry that we could potentially give very high marks today, and in a year's time this prop firm is doing something it shouldn't or getting itself into some shady business, and then we are seen as giving them a high mark. So we are just giving the information, we're giving pros and cons, and then we're leaving it up to you to make your decision. Okay, so let's dive straight in. First, we're going to be looking at what they offer in terms of the challenges, what evaluations they offer. So here we are on the website, and you can see straight up a lot of information which we're going to be going over. So let's just scroll down to where they actually have their challenges. So first up, worth mentioning that they offer these different modes in each of the challenges you do. So you can do a 1-step or a 2-step, and then you can go with each different mode. We're going to be talking about that, what the difference is. So let's do that just by looking over here. So first up, they have a 1-stage and a 2-stage. And within the 1-step or the 1-stage, you can choose your endurance, your consistency, or your classic mode. So we're going to talk about what changes. And then you also have the option to switch to different types of drawdown. So you have trailing drawdown, which is a 9% trailing, which means the drawdown kind of follows along with you. I prefer static, but if you are going static, you got to be aware that it is going down to 6%. So instead of 9%, you're going all the way down to 6%, but it is static. So it's staying put. So as you start making more money, you're essentially building your own drawdown. And I prefer that personally. So I don't like that you've always got the same amount of drawdown regardless of how much profit you've made, because if you're making profit, you should be building your own buffer, right? So I really don't like trailing drawdown. So for me, I would always be looking at the static. So let's have a look for this. The 1-stage, you've got to hit 12% as your profit target. You've got a leverage of 1 to 30, and that's on both of them is your max leverage. So fairly low in terms of leverage. One of my little drawdowns there, I would say that the leverage is a bit low. Then you've got a 6% static drawdown, which means you've got a 6% maximum drawdown, 95% profit share, but it says up to 95%. So I think they start on 70 or 80. So your next thing to look at is 3% daily loss. You've got a 3% daily loss, which is obviously based on your previous end of day balance. And then you've got a 3 profitable day trading day. So this is what changes depending on what mode you've got, right? So let's have a look. This is 3 profitable days. So it means you have to be making at least 0.5% on 3 days to pass. The consistency, you'll see the only thing that changes, you've got the 40% consistency rule. So what this normally means is your best day cannot be bigger than 40% of your total, right? So obviously 12% is going to be your total. So you cannot have a better day in a single day than 3% essentially, right? Then the classic, that changes again. You've got to hit 3 trading days, but it's just essentially open and close. You're not being forced to make a set amount. So this essentially just says you have to just open and close a position, right? You just have to have traded that day. So for me, I prefer the classic personally, but again, it comes down to kind of what you prefer. Let's have a look at the 2-stage. So 2-stage, you've got to hit 9% in phase 1 and 6% in phase 2. You've got again max leverage of 1 to 30, which will be your FX pairs, and then it'll go down from there. 9% static drawdown. I way prefer static, so I do like that. That's the only option that's there, so you don't get to choose. Up to 95% profit share, 3% daily loss, so it's a little bit lower on the daily loss, which I don't like, but you know, it is what it is, because normally that is around what, 4 or 5%, so it is a little bit lower. And then 3 trading days, which means again, here you get to choose what that final ruling is. Okay, so with that being said, let's have a quick little look. I'm not going to go over everything, but they do have a very good FAQ section. So this is definitely somewhere you would want to come and just have a read through on your own, in your own time. Everything you need to know is here. So this is kind of all the called the hidden rules. So when you go to general, all the information you need on your general sort of stuff. Can you hold over weekend and night? I can tell you that you can. It tells you about the leverage and the margin requirement, trading guidelines, trading conditions. So the trading conditions, they actually give you a account you can log into. I'm going to show you that when I talk about trading conditions. So trading platform, let's just talk about about that. So essentially they use CTrader is the only platform that they use. And I'm going to be telling you why that is when I talk about the company. It'll make sense. So that's it. I'm not going to go into too much detail over here, guys. If you want to go through all of these, I would highly suggest you go through all of these. They give you information on the program rules, payouts, experience program, scaling program, and they'll just tell you how everything works. So in your own time, definitely go read through this because it's very, very important that you get a deeper understanding of all the kind of smaller rules. But those smaller rules are the ones that can often catch you out, right? Okay, so moving swiftly along, let's have a look at PipFarm as a company. So they were set up back in 2023. So, not brand new, but not, haven't been around for too long, couple of years, and they are based out of Singapore. So this is their CEO, James Glide. Now, James Glide is a former CTrader executive. So it makes sense as well as talking about why they are using CTrader as their main platform. So obviously still has very good relations with CTrader, but he has also worked alongside established brokers and prop firms such as TopFX, Scandinavian Markets, and Nordic Funder. So he has got experience in the prop firm industry. He seems to now have kind of like gone and done his own thing. So that is the CEO. Let's have a quick look at them on Prop Firm Match. So on Prop Firm Match, they only 9 reviews, but they're doing fairly well. If you go back to the homepage, PipFarm doesn't actually come up on their main page or their popular yet. So, always we would like to see them over here. I always like to see that, but that's not, don't choose them or not choose them because of that. It's just always worth looking out for. And they are fairly young as well. So if we jump over to Trustpilot, you can see on Trustpilot, they've got a 4.6 star rating with 205 reviews. So not a huge amount of reviews, but one thing I want to talk about when you are looking at your reviews, make sure you are reviewing the reviews properly, right? Because some people might come here and straight away see that there's a 1-star there, scam company, and then off they go. But one thing I do want to show you guys, this guy over here, he has rated pretty much every single prop firm that he has traded with as a 1-star, and he has called them a scam. So he likes his scam shout outs, right? So he seems to be kind of giving everyone 1 star. So always worth looking at that, take into consideration, but then also worth looking at what I would say, what you want to do is have a look at your most recent reviews, right? Apart from this one, obviously, because we figured out that he was kind of doing that with everyone. But you can see here that in the previous couple weeks, we've pretty much had 4 and 5-star ratings. So always worth looking at your Trustpilot reviews in terms of the most recent kind of score that they've been given, and also have a look, go through and see, is there any kind of complaints? What was the complaint and how did the company react to that? So I think all in all, not a bad rating, 4 out of 6, not bad, not a huge amount of reviews, worth bearing in mind, only 205 reviews. So, in terms of the company, I think these guys are doing pretty well. From our community, we've had some good feedback so far. They are fairly new in terms of being tried out for our community. I think, we've had probably about 20 or so customers trying them out. And so far we are hearing good things. They are, saying that they've not had any issues and support and everything has been very, very good. So all in all, as a company, they seem to be kind of on the right track and not any red flags. I'm not really seeing any red flags at the moment. So for me at the moment, I'm pretty happy. I am actually about to sign up with them myself. I'm going to be taking a 100K account myself. So I'm actually putting my money where my mouth is. I like the look of them and I'm actually going to be putting money down. So let's go on to trading conditions and trading platforms, right? So like I said, guys, their conditions and their platforms is very difficult to kind of give you exactly how it is before you actually jump in. But from all the reviews and everything I've seen, there hasn't been really any moaning about trading conditions. I've not seen anyone really kind of complaining about, spreads and things like that. So from that point of view, it is pretty good. You can, however, come and test it yourself. So if you come onto the trading conditions section on their website, you can actually log in and I'll show you that I've done that. So I'm currently logged into their platform right here. So this is their platform on CTrader. You can see the spread of very small, not huge amount between the two. And we are kind of in sort of London trading time now, so higher volatility in terms of the time of day, but your spread is kind of nice and everything is good. I'm not sure how it would be in sort of lower volatility times. The spread might be increased a little bit, but overall I like the look of it. You can't take any trades on here, however, because it is a $0 account and the leverage is obviously not what they offer. But worth noting that you can jump on and you can take a look at this for yourself, have a look at just how the market moves. Unfortunately, you cannot take any trades. Then, like I said, CTrader is obviously the only platform they are offering for now. Not sure if they're going to be offering anything else. It would be nice to see them bringing in MT4 and MT5 as an option, and maybe something else. It'd be nicer for them to have a selection of platforms. So just having the one, I'm not that keen. So I way prefer using MT5, but I am going to be taking them. And like I said, I'll have to force myself to use CTrader. CTrader is not a bad platform, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's just what you're used to. Okay, moving swiftly on, let's talk about anything special, anything that stands out that they offer. So they have got this very unique ranking system where you can earn experience points to unlock benefits like higher profit splits and increased drawdown limits. So remember in the beginning, I talked about up to 95% profit split. So this is how you can actually rank up. So they have this XP ranking system that you can use to kind of slowly scale up, right? And then I think that ties in with what they call their smart scaling. You can grow your account without setbacks from payouts. So let's have a quick look at this on the page. So this is the page that they show where you can basically earn experience XP while you trade. So this is basically the breakdown, right? So you get ranks. As you rank up, you go higher on your profit share, your scaling increment, your commission drops down as you become a higher rank. So as you rank up, so essentially the longer you're with them, the more consistent you are, the better everything goes. And you can see your max leverage goes up to 1 to 50, daily loss goes up to 4%, max loss goes up to 1%. Gift, you essentially can get gifted. I'm not sure if that is an account or what that is. So very cool to see. Some milestone, you start a challenge, you are basically 1 XP, you pass ID verification. So everything you do, you get XP points, right? Then you go up to pass ID verification, you XP 2, pass a challenge, you get 2 XP, receive a payout, you get another XP, scale up to level 2, you get XP. So you get XP for everything you do. And then they also have these kind of side quests that you can do. Complete 3 consecutive 0.5 profitable trading days, you get 3 XP. So as you complete certain tasks, which you would be kind of be doing anyway as a trader, you're getting these XP points. And with these XP points, you are ranking up. So for a rank 1, you would need 10 XP. To go to rank 2, 25. So to go all the way up to rank 5, you'd need 200 XP. So it's going to be hard to get there, but it's cool to see that they've got the system of ranking up. And, you know, as you are more consistent and the longer you're with them, you kind of end up getting rewarded, which is cool to see. And I really like that. Another thing they have is a kill switch, which is a risk management tool to protect traders. So essentially you can set your kill switch, whatever you want as your kill switch. And if your account hits that, it'll close everything regardless of whatever you're doing. So great to see that they've got that risk management tool in place. Another very cool thing that they have is they've got instant payouts. So you can essentially access profits within an hour, they say, which helps enhance your cash flow management. So very cool to see that they have got this option to go instant payouts. So that's it, guys. That's everything for PipFarm. From my side, it looks like a very good prop firm. A lot of, you know, things happening there. I'm just going to quickly go over some pros and cons for you, and then we'll have our final thoughts. So some pros, I think high potential profit split up to 95%. That is a pro. You've got to build your way up there. Flexible evaluation program and trading modes. Very cool to see that they've got those modes and how you can be quite flexible with that. Access to a wide range of trading instruments. They've got innovative features like the XP system and the smart scaling. I love that. Instant payouts and a very strong community support. So on their Discord and even through things like Facebook, they've got a lot of very cool communities that you can join. Some of the cons I would go over: relatively new firm with a much shorter track record, a limited educational resource on their website in comparison to other competitors. And then the final one I would mention is maybe just the leverage being quite low, you know, starting at the 1 to 30. The max you can build yourself up to with that XP kind of system is 1 to 50 for FX. So quite low in terms of leverage. I'm used to seeing the 1 to 100. So that for me is going to go on the cons list. So my final thoughts are, I think PipFarm is a very good choice in this day and age with all the prop firms around. I think it keeps it simple, keeps it basic, you know, in terms of what they offer. They don't have too many different challenges with too many different things, but yet they still have the flexibility. You can kind of chop and change within that, and you can also scale up. I really like their XP system that you can kind of, like, the longer you're with them, the more consistent you are, you kind of get rewarded for that. So I think it's definitely a good option. Like I said, it's an option that I am choosing, and I'm going to be starting with them in the next couple of weeks. So from my point of view, I would definitely tell a friend to give it a go. I would highly recommend them, but always at your own due diligence. Make sure you're doing your own research. Go over their FAQ section, do your own reading, and then come to the decision yourself. But I would recommend them. And before I do close off, I want to just talk again about our incredible community. Like I said, said, we've got over 1,200 of our members funded with prop firms using our incredible EA and our prop farming blueprint. And it's because of this community that we get to review these prop firms, because we get so much data on that. So if you would like to join this community, if you would like to get funded, let our system pass the prop firm for you, and then you just sit back and make the cash. Make sure you go to www.propfarming.com, have a look at the demo video, sign up there if you want to, and our support staff will get hold of you, and we will see you guys in the Discord very, very soon. With that being said, guys, if you like the video, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys in the next video. So with that being said, trade safe and goodbye.